What a marvelous truth that we find here in Proverbs chapter 4 and verse 18. It says this, it says, "But the path of righteousness is like the light of dawn that shines brighter and brighter until the full day." So as we take a look at this, remember that we're reminded up there in verse 14, it says, "Do not enter the path of wickedness and do not proceed the way in the way of evil men." And so we're warned not to pursue that path, but then the Bible tells us there about the path of the righteous. And so when we think about the path of the righteous, we first of all have to ask ourselves the question, well, how do we even get on that path? How do we get on the path of righteousness? Because understand something, the Bible teaches a very clear truth, and that very clear truth is that there's no one who's righteous, not even one. I'm not righteous, you're not righteous, there's no one who is righteous. But let me share some good news with you, and that good news is that Jesus Christ came down to this earth and he died. He shed his blood to where whoever places their faith and trust in Jesus Christ, all of that unrighteousness within them gets removed, and Jesus then applies his righteousness to our lives. He took upon our unrighteousness, our sin, on the cross of Calvary, and he washed it away and made us white as snow through his blood, and then he gives to us his righteousness. So how do we get on the path of righteousness? It is through Jesus Christ, and only through Jesus Christ. Jesus said, "I am the way, and I am the truth, and I am the life, and no man comes to the Father but by me." And so it's through faith in Jesus Christ and following Jesus Christ that we get on that path in the first place. And when we walk on that path, oh, what a glorious truth that this verse is telling us right here. But the path of righteousness is like the light of dawn. And so when you first get on that path, you've been walking in darkness, you've been walking in the black of night, and you've been stumbling around, you've been trying to find your own path and your own way, or maybe following those wicked men, and you've just been in that pitch black darkness. But oh, when the first light of day comes up and you begin to see it, and things begin to be revealed, and you begin to see a path, and you start to know the way, and you understand the way, and maybe you don't know the fullness of the path just yet, but at least you can see it now because the light of day is starting to come up. But as we continue to walk down that path, the longer we walk down that path and the further we get down that path, it says that it shines brighter and brighter until the full day. Well, the full day is not going to be in completion until we stand face to face with Jesus, but the further we walk down that path, the brighter that path gets, and the more we begin to figure out, and the more we begin to understand, and the more we begin to know. What a glorious truth that is. When we first get on it, we're just walking out of darkness and we're walking into the light, and it's just that first light of day. As that day dawns, but we see the path and we get on the path. We don't know a whole lot. We don't understand a whole lot. But the more we walk on that path, the more we know, the more we understand, the more that's revealed to us. See, that's what the wisdom of a walk with Jesus does in the life of a Christian. Isn't that a glorious thing? Do we yet know everything there is to know? No. We're not going to know everything there is to know. And we're not going to be as he is until we're standing face to face with him. And on that day, that is going to be the truly glorious day. But the longer we're on that path and the further we walk down it, the more of God's glory begins to be illumined and shined and unveiled within our lives. And the more and more we fall in love with Jesus, who is the way, the truth, and the life. leading us to the Father, because no man comes to the Father but by him.